Now, by age 40, these are 10 things that you should know. I mean, there is no excuse. And by the way, you know what? There is a certain age when you reach, it's either you take the thing or you leave it. I mean, we are in a time whereby you should be serious with life. Anyway, I'm going to share with you the 10 things that you should know by the age 40. Why am I even making this video? I know it's a continuation of a video that I made. And the video it's about, I mean, we are starting the year and I probably know some of you will actually hit the age 40 in this particular year. And if you're well far from that, still, before you hit that age, does not harm to consume the information as early as you can. This is Good Joseph, and as always, I make a video each and every day concerning investment. So if you don't want to miss any good video, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Make sure that you like the video. Hey, and by the way, don't forget, this year I'm going to try the best as I can by God's grace and will to answer all your questions. So put a question on the comment section. I'll be able to read the questions and make a video about that. Anyway, let's get in the business now. The point number one, have you ever been in a situation whereby you're really straining to explain something and you want to be understood by everyone? See, this is what you're supposed to know by age 40, is that it's not a must that you be understood by everybody. Have you ever been in a situation, probably you're the only person, say in your family, you're consuming Good Joseph channel videos, and then Joseph talks about investment and what have you, and you've decided to go ahead and, go ahead and invest. But the people whom you're sharing the information with you or to are skeptical, paranoid, not risk takers, and what have you. And then you're using a lot of energy. Probably is your spouse, You're trying the best as you can to explain to them the importance of getting into this. And you're somewhere, you have your own principles, you have your own, what we call them, decorum. And you're trying to let it known to people and you're finding time to explain yourself. I suffered that a lot. You find that, okay, for me, I started being unique from back then. And then the way I present myself and the way I reason, the way I do my things is quite different. And I used to crash a lot with people because I was actually trying to explain to them why. See, if you by age 40, you shouldn't be understood. It's not a must that you get be understood by everyone. Just is it. Just do your thing. It's not a must that you be understood. We go to point number two. You in a competition. I agree. We are all in a competition in this world. Are we together? But there's one thing that you've never understood, that the questions are not the same. We are in a understand this. We are in a competition. It is true. You are competing with your fellow 40 years old individuals. That's for a fact. Even if a motivational speaker tells you, or your pastor tells you, or whoever tells you, hey, we are in a competition. That is a fact. We are in a competition in this world. But the problem that people think is that we are facing the same questions. No, we are in a competition with different questions. So copying someone's answers to replicate that into your questions cannot apply, because yes, we all have questions, but they are different. And that's why you find somebody, you are actually employed, all of you are earning 100,000 at the end of the month. This guy has managed to buy a car. You're really trying to, plan your salary. You are not in a position to buy a car. And then you think like you are stupid, you are a fool, you can't make it, No, your needs are different from their needs. For example, you find somebody, maybe the parents are not there. You have the responsibilities of educating your siblings. You have no option. You have probably, maybe you're an orphan. You have no option. You have to educate your brothers and sisters. This guy probably is not even married in the first place. So the bills is only him or her. So you find that the individual can actually do that. Or maybe the guy is actually an individual who comes from a wealthy family or a quite of a presentable family. There are no black taxes, or if they are there, you get what I'm saying? So we are in a competition. That's very true. And the answer or the questions are not the same. Then that means the answers that we can get, you can't copy someone's answer and replicate them in your question. So stay on your lane. And the best thing I always tell people is that try to compete with your yesterday. Don't compete with anyone. Compete with your yesterday. Compare, hey, how was I last year? How was I 2024? Wow, what did I achieve? Oh, I managed to hit 1 million. Absolutely. I'm going to try the best if I can get 2 million out of that. Hey, by the way, I came from a single room. Now I'm in a bed sitter, or I'm in a studio. Now I'm in one bedroom. Oh, I'm thinking about, guess what? I just bought no matter what people will say, hey, oh, that car doesn't look nice, should buy. No, listen, you are progressing. They don't even know your past. You're progressing. See, don't live a life where you have to justify yourself. You have to account. See, if you live in that, you're going to be a slave of people's expectations, and forever you're going to remain bound. Point number 3, see, not the time to try many things. Yay, by the moment you clock 40, hey, this is not the time to try many things. Try many things when you're at your 20s. Learn from somebody when you're at your 30s. From 40s, do what you understand. From 50s, inspire people. From 60s, just set aside, let other people do it. So when you're at your 40s, this is not the time that you press a lot of buttons here and there. This is the time now to concentrate what you've been learning all along. You've ever tried a business, it failed. You ever tried a business to work? You ever tried unemployment somewhere else? You know some skills, you can identify that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here and there. See, try to amass yourself the relevant things. See, try to do things that you understand. Minimize the areas that you don't really understand. Because the moment you do more things that you don't understand, of course, you either lose time and you lose money and the energy. And remember one thing, your productivity is actually going down. It's tanking. That's for a fact. So the point is, this is not the time to try a lot of things. And this is, again, it comes all the way back to you copying answers from other people. You find somebody is doing, I don't know, what farming, you jump into that farming. You realize that some people are doing some other things. People are doing cryptocurrency, people are doing trade, people are doing that. I mean, you are all over the place. You don't even know what you're doing. So at age 40, just sit down with a pen and paper in a silent place with no distraction. Figure out, ask yourself, I'm so and so, what have I gathered so far from, say, when you became an adult? That is 18 years ago. Or should I say, 22 years ago. You ask yourself, what have I learned? What experiences do I have? What do I really do efficiently? Okay, can I start a business on that particular line? See, it's not the time. You get what I'm saying, okay? Now, if you go to the other one, is that it's actually a complement of the previous one, is that your risk appetite is low. You cannot be compared with somebody who is at their 20s. I mean, your risk appetites are different. I mean, you can't compare with a guy who just hit 20 years and you're at 40. You guys, you have 20 years difference in terms of time. Now, the question is, your risk appetite are different. The guy at 20, he can get 100,000, do anything, fail, go back to job and get another job, get another money for the next 10, even if it takes another whole 10 years, he's still at their 30s. He can be able to get back again. But here you are at your 40s. You have low risk appetite. And again, if you were to compare you and somebody at their 50, they also have lower risk appetite compared to you. See, as you age, the risk appetite narrows down. That's why we tell people as you age towards your retirement, you're supposed to engage in areas of investment that are stable, secured. Because here, sure, you're looking forward into growing your cash, but do not leave the idea of safeguard at the back. You're supposed to have the idea of safeguarding that what you already have. So this is not the time to engage in prospective kind of engagement, prospective investment, something that has not been verified, something that, sure, you can, but with a little percentage, just to get a little bit of foot into that, but not the time to just try it and things, this is not time to do all those kind of things. So your risk appetite is actually going a little bit low, so you're supposed to understand where you're channeling your cash towards. Hey, if you've gotten value up to this particular point, hey, you know what? Just go ahead. I mean, don't be mean. Come on. Hit that like button if you have not. Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You were watching this video, but you have not liked it. Just hit that like button, okay? And just leave a comment on the comment section, all right? Even if it's a hi, that would be great. We got the next one. By age 40, you should know that nobody cared all along. There's this mentality that people walk with in towns and whatever the place is, the spotlight effect, thinking and feeling that everyone is on top of you, looking at what you're doing, justifying yourself. Why should you be driving that car? Why are you living in that locality and yet you're a doctor? Why are you doing this? Hey, see, you're walking with this spotlight effect, feeling like everyone is actually stopped whatever they are doing, they're looking at you, and you're listen, nobody cared all along. That's for a fact. And you should have just done it. Come on, just go ahead and do it. Nobody cared all along. So one thing that you're supposed to understand by the age 40, when the maturity kicks in, you are supposed to know, hey, you know what? Whatever I'm doing, it's for my own satisfaction and nobody cared all along. And people should understand I'm moving with my own pace because this is what I want and it's not about other people out there. It's not at the time to explain to people why you don't have more than 2 kids and maybe in your family they usually have 15 kids. See, I mean, this is not the time to do that. See, nobody cared all along. It's about you. You thought the government is there to help you. You're wrong. You thought that your family members can actually do everything for you to win. You're wrong. You think that you people whom you work with in your place that are your friends. You are wrong. Just get fired today or you change the job, you realize you people, you are no longer together. People tend to confuse the people whom they work with friends. No, they are not. You're actually being... Let me all get there. The other point is that you are 20 years away from retirement. That's a reality. That's a reality. Do you remember that time you applied for an ID? Probably I know you can remember it very well because in Kenya we usually get an ID when you're 18, and I'm pretty sure you can even remember the procedures of getting an ID. Would you mind if I remind you? That was 22 years ago. Oh, you're shocked. Yeah. You feels like it's a bit recent, right? That's 22 years ago. Now I'm talking to you. You're 20 years away. Lesser than that. You're 20 years away from going to a retirement. And let me tell you one secret. The moment you hit 40, this is the time that you find that you have a lot of bills. A lot of bills. A lot of bills. And if you're watching this video and you're not yet 40 at your 20s and 30s, oh my goodness, I would advise you that you invest as a crazy person and back on investing and back on building yourself and back on learning skills and back on doing, upping your, upgrading your value. A time will come when the bills will be bombarding you. Probably you'll be having kids in high school. Probably you'll be out there. You have a lot of bills. You have to think about your retirement. You have to make sure, and probably you are, you see, the moment you hit 40, listen, the moment you hit 40, you tend to have a complex structure. What do I mean? Like you have a lot of social people around you. Probably you are a chairlady of a certain group. You are a chairperson of a certain committee. You are a parent somewhere. You are a member of PTA. You have a lot of things. You have a lot of quote unquote. You have a lot of people to please. You have a lot of things. You are answerable to a lot of. So the thing is, you're 20 years from being retired. Please, if you've never invested, this is the time to start investing. If you've never thought about, getting your house in order as far as your finances are concerned, you should be doing so right now. Start doing it. If you've never done that, as much as you're educating your kids, as much as you're doing that thing, try to see on areas whereby you can be able to safeguard your future. You're supposed to do that because that is the most important thing that you can do. Let's go to the next one. The next one is about, just like I said at that previous point, is that work on your relationship and social skills. Just like I said, you're answerable to a lot of people. If you're a parent, you're probably a parent somewhere, you have a kid in school, probably you are a neighbor somewhere, maybe God has helped you, you have built yourself a home, you are a neighbor to people, you have to ensure that you live in a decorum, in a way that you get what I'm saying. You have probably where you are working, you have a boss to please, or maybe you have customers to attend to. Hey, there you are a wife of somebody, you are a husband of somebody, you are a partner of somebody, whatever the arrangement you guys have, whatever it is. The point is, work on your social skills. Have the ability to solve what we call the problem solving skills. People will be approaching you and telling you, hey, you know what, yesterday we had a domestic something or whatever and whatever, we have some marriage issues. Now, would you mind to help us? Like, a lot of things expected from you by virtue of you just being old. It's assumed that once you grow old, you have the wisdom, of which is not totally the truth. It's even fools grow old, yeah? So, you see, when you're old, it's good to understand that a lot of things are expected. So work on your social skills, how you present yourself, how you communicate, your communication skills, how you articulate issues, how fair are you, your integrity, all those things, just amass them. And when you walk, people can say, hey, you know what? You want some guidance? Talk to that gentleman. Talk to that wonderful lady. This is how they behave. This is how they do their things. And they've been tested by the times. All right? We got the next point, which is about take care of your mental health. Please take care. If you guys, you can understand what I'm talking about. Mental issues is very real nowadays. It is very real out there. So take care of your mental issues. Don't have to affect or don't have to use all your energy to explain your point. That goes back to the point number one. See, trying to make everyone understand you. See, you can't. You can't. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And you can know that's the Son of God who was here. And people didn't even listen to him. Who is you now? Who is just nobody in the society? So take care of your mental health. If you realize that somebody is actually coming with a drama, just save your energy. Just relax, just relax, just relax. And by the way, the less the social circle you are having, the better your life will be. Okay, I think that should have been included in one of my points, but you can have it there for free as a bonus. The less the social or the circle, the circle of a social people you have, the better it will be. More problems or more friends, more problems. The last point is that take care of your financial literacy. Just understand financial literacy. Just like I said, people expect a lot from you. People will be coming to you asking you, how should I manage my money? So learn financial literacy. It will save you a big time. That's good, Joseph. Just like as always, I love to be in time. Make sure that you hit that like button. Take that number of mine from the description of this particular video if you're interested to get my services in one way or the other. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.